I fully agree that university education is the bulwark, it's the fulcrum, it is the basic backbone of building and solidifying economic growth and social development. However, our universities are underserving our country. They are not doing justice to the investments that parents and students who come to these universities are seeking. As I said before, there's a death spiral in our universities. Our current academic programs have solidified on a path of rigidity. And what we say with these kinds of systems is that there is a socio-technical and institutional lock-in in the trajectories that universities have taken. We've created enterprises that are almost similar to a shipyard construction or managing conveyor belt and industry flow, where we have created hierarchies inside universities that are resistant to change, are inimical to innovation, and have created an elite structure, and therefore universities in many, many senses exist just to preserve themselves, but are now not looking out into industry to see where the new trajectories of education innovation should go. As I said in the beginning, I was going to offer some specific examples. So an estimated 8,940 law students have failed the bar exam since 2009. And this was data that was presented to us in a 2018 report. A study by CPS International in 2020 revealed that 50% of our graduates were not fit for employment, and they lacked the basics in skills and knowledge that graduates need to get into the workplace. And some of these are as basic as writing and reading and communication, and some, in instances where they needed, even numeracy skills. Another study that was done, which was a cross-sectional across the practice areas for general physicians in our health sector, reveals that our graduates lack critical skills. And remember, these are doctors that are required for primary health care. Our doctors cannot take notes, for instance, in consultancies. They cannot communicate. They lack basic skills that are needed for child health, for basic surgery. And we're talking about primary health care here. We're talking about universal access to health. These are doctors coming out of our universities. And this is a study that is done by peers in this field themselves. In the field of journalism, for instance, professors have argued that the quality of journalism programs in our country are undermined by the paucity of research and scholarship in the field, especially in the Kenya media space. Very often, we understand from media practitioners that when journalists come fresh from school, you have to upskill them and reskill them for them to be able to fit in the market. These are critical concerns in critical areas of the economy. Going further is the quality of teachers, for instance. We've had this great debate about what should the standard of teacher training be. We've had TSC argue, for instance, that we need to stop fresh direct recruitment of B.Ed students, B.Ed graduates into the school system. What they're suggesting is that we should train fundamentally in the content areas before the teachers then get a postgraduate degree in education. And it is because it is just very difficult for us to simultaneously train in the content area and also train in critical pedagogical skills. Now, these are some decisions that have been taken at a policy level, but they've been met by significant resistance, which is the point about the lock-in, the socio-technical lock-in that I was talking about, the path dependence, where universities now just exist to preserve these academic departments. And Kenyatta University has been very vocal in this. Very recently, just across the street, University of Nairobi, Professor Kiama suggested that he would scrap 40 departments that he thought were not tuned, were not relevant to the market needs. And this has been a constant debate. We have over 3,400 degree programs offered in this country. The question is, are these fit for the economic direction that the country needs to go? So I think the fundamental questions here is really job readiness, which is fundamentally critical, understanding the trajectories of the economy, universities being much more flexible and being more outward facing. And I think in the subsequent conversations that we'll be having, I'll create a basic foundation for the building blocks of university transformation, which will basically start to think about universities as centers of knowledge, but also universities as partnership enterprises, which basically then link very strongly to understand the needs of the industry, to then now create curricula that responds to those needs, and having a better and a stronger partnership between universities to understand the signals of advances in the needs of industry, to then create those graduates who will fit in the workplace. Thank you very much.